Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super happy to have you here. We're going to dive right into your reading today. Take a look at the energies out there. I like to begin my readings by thanking those of you who have been watching, subscribing, liking, commenting on my videos. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am very happy to have you here as well. I do hope that you find a message that brings you some peace and clarity. And if you do, that you'll consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on this beautiful journey that we have been on together. All right, you guys. So let's take a look and see what's going on, shall we? Let's just keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit, is there anything else for Pisces, please? For Pisces. Oh, wow. I literally, whew. Oh my God, Pisces, you in abundance right now. My gosh. Oh my gosh. How freaking interesting. Oh my God, Pisces. So I wanted to take a look today at how the full moon is going to be impacting you and your situations here. And my goodness, so there is something that's being revealed, I feel like, with this full moon energy. I feel like this has come out kind of a few times in a few different readings. Yeah, something is coming to the light, and it's making a major shift. I feel like this may be some kind of conversation. This may be some kind of, you know, this fogged in energy is giving me, this is the past, right? This is where we're moving away from. It's kind of given me, okay, I'm not completely sure what's happening here. I'm not completely sure how you feel or what you think or what your expectations are or what you're thinking this is, or, you know, it feels like I don't know where this stands necessarily. I know what I feel, I know what I think. This ship is giving me that energy literally of like a relationship. But I don't know where you're taking this or where you think it's going or where you want it to go. Like maybe we haven't had those conversations yet, or we've hinted around at it, and like, so I kind of think I know, but like I don't know. Or maybe we were headed in a direction and then you needed to take a moment to like get clear with yourself before you proceeded on. And now I don't know where you stand. But there is somebody there. I don't feel like it's one person. I feel like it is both people or even a group of people. It's like there is truth coming to light right here. And you know, this is the full moon in Gemini, and you know, Gemini is all about communication. It's also like the long night moon. And it's giving me this vibe of, you know, when you stay up all night talking, or like when, you know, it can even be when you're right about to hang up the phone, right, with somebody, and then you say, oh my gosh, I forgot to say, did you see this? And it sparks this conversation that goes on and on and on and on. It's like almost a brand new conversation. I'm getting both of those feelings. So this can be where it's like someone may have something to say and they may not necessarily just be wanting to come right out and say it, or it might feel like, oh, I don't know if this is the right time, or, you know, or it may just take a time to get comfortable, or to get, you know, brave even, or to like even get it to a place where it feels natural to have the conversation, possibly even. And, you know, it feels like it's, for some of you, it feels like a long time coming, you know, like this is something that has been needed to be said or has been wanting to be said, or, you know, maybe even has been a bit of an elephant in the room for a while. It's I feel a bit of a kind of a shy energy, but also an energy, or you know, I don't even know if shy is actually the right word. It's kind of, I just feel an energy of like hesitation, or like maybe there has been some hesitation in the past to say this, or a desire to say it, but then I haven't, and now it's like, you know, it's gone on too long, like that almost, with the longest night, you know, and it's like, it's time for me to reveal it. I know it's time for me to reveal it. I know I'm at this crossroads. I know that this really is the time where it's appropriate, or this is what I want to do, or I need to do at this moment. But there is definitely vulnerability involved in it, and there is definitely some level of hesitancy, or some level of, you know, just like kind of a wing and a prayer is what I'm seeing. And then you have this taking shelter, protected by angels, and navigating by the stars. You know how good it feels when you come clean, when, you know, it's out there. I mean, oh, how do I want to say this? When something's been bothering you for a long time, or has been on your mind, or it's been something that it's like, I know it's going to get to this point, and I know I'm going to have to move through this space. And at first, you know, you avoid it, and you're like, okay, well, whew, dodged a bullet kind of energy. But then the avoiding it gets really annoying, and it becomes very burdensome. And it becomes almost like its own kind of blockage, or its own kind of limitation in the growth and development of you, of the relationship, of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And with this energy of like navigating by the stars, there's kind of this energy of like, well, if this is really my person, or if this is really meant to be, then I kind of can't mess it up by revealing something emotionally. Like, I have to trust that me saying this, or me revealing this, or me acknowledging this is only going to kind of deepen the level of the relationship. You know, I had a friend once who was dating this guy, and kind of accidentally blurted out, after, and this is after months of dating this guy, she said, I love you. And he literally kind of recoiled, and then he came back to her and he was like, man, I thought you were so attractive, and I was so into this, and I was so feeling this until you said that. And he was like, and I've lost all attraction for you. And she was like, what? Oh my God. And she just couldn't believe it. And she was so devastated and heartbroken that she said that, because she was so into the relationship. And, you know, we were all, you know, rallying around her, kind of, you know, the way your girl squad does. And we were all talking, and I had not ever heard of that happening before, but like a lot of the other people there had similar sort of experiences, where it was like, they acknowledged that they had feelings, and someone really like got very distant afterward, and in several cases, I guess, like broke off the relationship. And I was just sitting there, and I was just thinking, you know, to be loved is such an honor. You know, to be loved is such a gift. And, you know, it's such a beautiful thing that I can't imagine feeling that way. You know, I can't imagine being like completely recoiled, unless, I mean, of course, you know, there are those situations where it's like unrequited or whatever, and you're like, oh boy, this is kind of scary. Like, how do you have these feelings for me this quickly? But I mean, like my friend, they had officially been dating for months, and they were together, but well before they started dating, talking, hanging out, you know, the vibe. And so I was like, you know, and they were a pretty fabulous little pair. I mean, they really seemed to be very complementary to each other. But after really kind of sitting with the energy, she really realized that he had been an avoidant the whole time. And that, you know, she was very supportive, and she was really, she's got a lot, she has a very, very, very big life, and she, you know, travels a lot and does a lot. And so the relationship really works because she was so busy, and so, you know, couldn't really be there. But then, you know, they would get together and everything would be great. But she realized, like, much later that he was actually really an avoidant, and that, you know, the relationship probably could never have deepened or grown past a point. Like, he would never be, you know, someone that she could actually really rely on consistently in life. At least not in the energy he was in. And that she, being kind of a secure attachment person typically, needed more. She needed that same security, you know, she needed, and she was like, you know, at first I kept replaying it over and over again in my head and thinking, I can't believe I said that. Why did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. Like, da 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 da. Like, I know better than that. Like, you don't do that. Like, you let them reveal their feelings first. And, you know, she was really harsh on herself. And then she was like, and then I realized, like, I am capable of loving someone, and I am capable of expressing how I feel about someone. And she was like, and you know what? I did love him. And, you know, I don't have any regrets, because if that happened in that way at that time, then, you know, it would have eventually happened no matter what, because I would have always been ready for the relationship to grow deeper and to become stronger. And he would have always just really wanted it to stay the same. So it was limited from the jump. I just maybe pushed up the timeline, or maybe I just, you know, kind of forced it. And this guy kept coming back, kept trying to get back together with her. And bless her heart, you know, she really liked him, and it took her a long time to date someone else after him. But she never took him back. And, you know, she thought about it, that's for sure. I pulled many tarot cards on that situation. But ultimately she was like, you know, he's not even willing to admit that he is sort of avoidant when it comes to relationships. And he kind of just wants to act like everything is fine, and that was all fine, and that, you know, like, it just sort of didn't happen. And she was like, you know what, I stand by it. But it was funny. I whenever I tell this story, or I think about that story, I think about one of our other friends, called her the next morning, and she was talking to her, and our friend said to her, oh, what's the matter? You have a courage hangover? And I was like, that is so funny. Isn't that funny, you guys? A courage hangover. I love that. I've used it many times since. But yeah, when you're brave and you put something out there and then it doesn't go this way. Well, I don't feel that's the case here. And also, you know, when we are standing in our truth, and, you know, it says you stand in the light of truth. When you stand in the light of your truth, whatever is revealed from that space is for your benefit. And so it almost feels to me like someone is thinking worst case scenario, best case scenario. You know, there is some planning, there is some strategizing. It's not like my friend who just like blurts out, I love you, you know, like doesn't even think about it. It just came out. But I think that also sort of made it easier to deal with, because it was just so raw and so honest. But it's kind of like, you can't, whatever happens from that point forward, it's kind of meant to be, you know. It's kind of, it's in your highest and best to know whatever truth follows. You know, a truth will be revealed by the truth, by the light being shown on the truth will be revealed. And so if you're speaking your truth, then whatever comes after that is the truth that you are wanting to know. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. It's like, it may not have been what she wanted to hear in that moment, but at the same time, she was glad to have known it and not to have invested more and wasted more time and gotten even more hung up on this guy. Like, she was able to kind of move through the space because she is a secure attachment, you know. But anyway, this right here feels like someone kind of comes to that place where they're like, either way, I'm gonna know. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're kind of working on themselves, and they're like, you know, they may even be the person driving the ship, and they may be like, I'm not really sure where I'm taking this thing from here, because I don't really know what this person wants. I know what I want, and I know where I'm willing to go. But I also feel there is this energy of like, but I'm also like willing to be patient, or I'm also willing to look at where they want to go or consider where they want to go. It's something where it's like, I truly just need the information. I truly just need to know, so that, like, almost like we can come up with a plan together to figure out where this is going, or how we're going to get there, or, you know, develop the plan here. And, you know, there is very much this energy of it being trusting our intuition, trusting our gut. Bhakti, come here, Bubba. Those are sandhill cranes. It's fine. I like them. I want them to come to our house. I know. Come here, you handsome boy. So this navigating by the stars, it's honestly giving me way high priestess vibes, because, you know, and I'm getting the Chariot too. This is so crazy. This is all about, where do we go from here? How are we doing this? It's like really intuitive. And I feel like these are two people who are really, really present in this conversation. They're both really, really present in the moment. They're really listening, and they're really, this is like communication through the heart chakra. It's really their highest and best, almost talking. And I will just say this with the navigating by the stars, at times our higher selves will work something out with someone else's higher selves while we're asleep, like while we're dreaming. Sometimes you have some kind of memory of it, or sometimes it's like that, you wake up with like a deep knowing of like, wow, I know this is going to come to pass, or I know this is how this person feels, or I know this. And it can be this, you know, astral communication kind of thing. But I do feel like this is a situation that was brought together by the angels, that is being protected by the angels. You guys have gotten temperance every day in every reading. And there is just this sense that whatever this phase is, whatever this relationship is, whatever is beginning, whatever is starting in your life here, Pisces, is definitely being divinely cared for and watched over. This taking shelter, first of all, this is reminding me of a hermit lamp, right? Obviously. But the thing is, it's like this person has searched for the answers within themselves, and you have searched for the answers within yourself. And when you can bear very vulnerably and very nakedly those truths that are your deepest truths from within your soul, when you are in a relationship where you feel like you can bear that to another person, first of all, what an incredible gift that is. But second of all, you have that opportunity to take shelter in each other. You have that opportunity. I literally have a picture of myself and my husband on my desk right in front of me. And well, there's like, there's in my view, there are 3 pictures of me and my husband that I can see right here. And this taking shelter, like when I like left my family, like my entire family, you know, my husband had been on that journey with me for, you know, almost 20 years or maybe 20 years. I have no idea. Like, no, it wasn't 20 years. It's like 15 years. And he knew my family. He'd seen everything that had happened. He had been there. He had, you know, he knew the situation, right? And when I left, you know, I basically was like orphaned, you know, from my original family. And like it literally had to be a complete break. It literally had to be that like there was no connection left to them because they're just so screwed up. And I was fine. I took shelter in my husband, and he was there to be that shelter for me in that storm and in that moment of, you know, being really unclear as to like what life was going to be like, because I had never lived without my parents. I had never lived without, you know, my siblings. I had never lived without, you know, these people in my life, or even my own identity in relationship to being a part of that family. And so what I'm saying here is that when you are that when you are able to be that naked and that vulnerable with another person about the truths, that your deep, deep, deep internal truths, and your kind of, even when it's hard, even when it might not make sense, even when it's not how other people are doing it, you know, when you can find a deep level of understanding and a deep level of compassion and a deep level of, you know, it's gonna be all right, you know, I got you, the level of intimacy and the depth of the connection and the depth of the relationship literally is infinite abundance. It literally, that is the feeling. It's like you could lose everything but have that and literally know that you're okay, you know? So crazy. I don't know. There's something here where it's like this rejoicing inside your body. Like, it's like when you with you feel strong enough and brave enough to share it, that is something worth celebrating. And when you find someone who can receive it, that is worth celebrating. And when you can kind of live in that space together, without fear and without manipulation and without, you know, trying to use it as a form of control, but like just this simply like, I acknowledge you, I respect you, I admire you, I love you kind of energy, what can happen is limitless. When you can admit those truths. And it feels like, it really feels like for me, for these people, it's either like with my friend, she has been able to be this vulnerable and admit these things because she's a secure attachment, and maybe it just wasn't the right person. But she still discovered about herself that she was capable of that, which is also pretty amazing. But it also, this particular relationship feels to me that like it could be the first time both of these people are coming to the table this honestly honest and vulnerable, either with each other or just in life in general. Like this may be like somebody's first time really communicating directly from their heart chakra. Oh my goodness. You know, I read to you guys like a few days ago, I think it was. I don't know, maybe it was a week or two ago. Brene Brown from Atlas of the Heart, how she talks about, you know, part of vulnerability is knowing what to share and with whom. And that's this discernment energy. It's this energy of knowing this is safe, or knowing it's weird because like what I want to say is that this person, it's like trusting that this person is going to see the beauty in what you say, even if it's imperfect, even if it's scary, even if it alters the course of something or deepens a level of something. It's like this person can handle it. This person, and also when I show my beauty and you show your beauty, the beauty that is born from that experience is transformative for both of us, because we're reflecting it back to each other, our own beauty. And it gives us this opportunity to see ourselves. Like, have you ever thought about that, about a butterfly? They really have no idea how beautiful they are. They really have no idea the joy. I don't think so. The joy that they bring to the world. They don't really see themselves, you know? Maybe they do. Maybe they see themselves in the flower. Maybe they see themselves in another butterfly. Maybe they see themselves, you know, I don't know. Maybe they see themselves. The reaction that people give to them, they can feel it maybe. I don't know. But when someone can sit with you in a space of vulnerability like that and reflect back to you. Do you guys know who Irina Abramovich is? I don't, you know, I probably just totally butchered her name. She's a lot of things, but she's a performance artist. If you Google on YouTube her with her longtime partner, she doesn't see him for a really long time, and she's doing a performance art, or he is, I can't remember which one, and they don't see each other, but she sits down and he sits down, and they're not seeing each other, but they're just in the presence of each other's energy. And there's this moment of recognition where they know which soul it is. You know, they know that that's the person sitting across from them. It's insanely powerful to watch. But it's like, I feel like I'm all over the place. I've gone from my friend over here to with her courage hangover to this over here to this. But it feels like, you know, when people really love you, you can be sort of all over the place. You can be sort of a mess. You can be imperfect. You can just be fumbling to sort of communicate or sort of express yourself, and still the beauty is seen, the effort is seen. It's met with compassion. It's met with gratitude. It's met with the same in return. And that's what feels like is happening here. And you have the void card on the bottom of the deck. And this is that, remember we were talking about the cocoon energy? We've been talking about it for a long time, Pisces. Coming out of the cocoon and emerging the butterfly, and then needing to take those steps in this new energy, in this new kind of letting your light shine, letting the world see who you are now that you've been through this transformative process, now that you have, you know, freed yourself from the cocoon in this new way, in this new energy. Here's what I'm going to say. What I'm getting, just in general, is that there's some confusion about where something is going. Something is revealed. I feel like it turns into a truly vulnerable situation where people are bearing their real souls to each other in a way that possibly one or both haven't ever really done. And it is uplifting and transformative to each individual and to the connection itself. To sum all that up, because it got confusing, right? Oh, man. Okay, I feel like these are the rules of conversation. Oh my God, literally the winter solstice is the 21st. I'm talking about the long night moon here. For some of you, this could be a past person coming around again who knows that they need to be more vulnerable, that they know that they need to honor this opportunity of this relationship on a better, deeper kind of level. They want to try again. They want to let the past go. For others of you, there is something about, you know, even when I'm reading tarot cards and I'm like kind of, this isn't how I normally talk. Like, I don't walk around the world talking like this. I let myself just be unedited and free to convey whatever messages I'm getting when I'm reading with you guys. And sometimes I will start down a path that begins with a feeling, and when you're feeling something and you're trying to translate it into words, it often, like, wires get crossed and it starts to get a little convoluted sometimes. And sometimes the words that you end up saying don't really match the exact feeling, and you want to be as true to the message as you possibly can be. So you sometimes will, or like I will sometimes say, okay, I'm going to leave that there, or I'm not going to go any further, or that's not exactly what I mean. Let me try again. Like, let me say it this way, or let me give you this example, or let me explain it like this, or let me show it like this, or let me point it out in the cards like this, you know. Like, I'll try a different way. And I'm getting this energy of like, not getting frustrated and not worrying about, almost like how many times it takes for you to try to communicate what it is you're saying. It's like, it's about really honoring the truth of what you're trying to say, rather than not looking stupid or, you know, getting it out perfectly. It's like, if you fumble, if you stumble, if it sort of falls out, and then you go, well, no, that's not what I mean. Let me clarify, or let me, you know, like, just keep trying again, and don't hold on to it. Like, let it go. Just, you know, come back to that original feeling that you're trying to convey. I don't know. This is really giving me the energy of how I am feeling when I'm reading cards. So it's like more about like getting your message out and as best you can, even if it's messy, even if you're stumbling, even if it's, this community card is a 3, and it is literally giving me also, there's this energy of, you know, when you're trying to say something and you can say to your angels, like, maybe not necessarily out loud, but, you know, please help me to find the words. And you can even do that in advance if you know you're going to have this conversation. I do it all the time. In fact, I do it before I read tarot every day. I actually have like almost like a yogic routine that I do. And in that, I am speaking to my angels, my spirit guides, my higher self, and inviting them in to help me see the messages, speak the messages, and feel the messages, and convey them, you know, in the best possible way to all of you. So that community card is giving me that essence. It's giving me that, to see it, to feel it, and to say it, to be able to communicate it. But this is about being patient and letting people finish also, and like, you know, really listening as well. So I don't know, just take that as it resonates, but it seems like this week is going to be, you know, an important one. Between the full moon and the winter solstice here, it seems like there is going to be an opportunity to bring light to a situation and to have a really revealing, important conversation where it's like, you may go deeper than you have ever really been before with this person, or possibly even with anyone. Wow. This is interesting. Okay, you have the King of Cups with the Knight of Wands. I kind of feel like it's like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, oh my God, I literally say that and we turn it over and the moon is on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the vibe I'm catching is like, I don't know if this person is a King of Cups or a Knight of Wands. There's a huge difference between the two. Usually, you know, I don't want to say usually you can tell, because I think always we'll be dealing with the King of Cups and wondering if they're a Knight of Wands. God, the moon and the winter solstice. You guys, seriously. Let me just clarify. I'm also getting like, with the moon, this is our subconscious mind, and sometimes this is like where our own fears and illusions. I'm sitting here saying fears and illusions, and I turn the deck over and you got the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups and the moon both talk about fear and illusion. So sometimes what is being revealed to us is something in our subconscious that we need to clear in order to be able to fully experience something. It's a block that we're not aware of. It's not in our conscious mind. And it's a block that's preventing us from being able to be at peace and whole with our emotional self. With the King of Cups and the Five of Wands. I feel, Pisces, you got this Knight of Wands clarified by this King of Pentacles. You actually have someone showing up who really has a strong constitution. I mean, that is what it's like, a strong fortitude. They aren't someone who even really wants to flit from thing to thing. They are by nature a committer. They are by nature kind of a monogamous builder. And so it may be that part of what is being revealed here is your own sort of subconscious block to you being able to master your own emotional self, to sit in this energy of like, kind of, it feels a bit like a pressure cooker. Like, you know, my emotional well-being, my emotional self is kind of on the line here, and it's causing my fear and illusions to be stirred up. You know, the Seven of Cups is a card of Pisces. It's very Neptunian energy. It's all about, you know, it can be about fantasy and daydream, but it can also be about fear and illusion. But either way, it's kind of the ways in which we fool ourselves or overcomplicate situations or bring in, you know, all these options. Well, here she is, good old Temperance, showing up for us again. So guys, you know, the winter solstice and the full moon are both happening during Sagittarius season, and I just keep getting, you're also getting the star a lot, so that's Aquarian energy. But here's what I see. We're standing on the precipice kind of everything that we ever wanted. And we're trying to maintain this sense of being grounded and centered and balanced and to focus on this part of ourselves that we've worked really hard to heal, that, you know, we went into that cocoon to fix, you know. And with the Star card, it's like we're trying to maintain this energy of hope and promise and optimism about what is in front of us. But you don't get to the Star without going through the Tower. So we have had past experiences that have been very jolting and maybe even traumatic, and that's why we have these very strong cards of healing here. But there is something with Temperance and the Star that is talking about divine timing. Like, this is happening now for a reason, and you are ready. The Two of Crystals is saying, you know, you may have moments where you waver. You may have moments where that fear and illusion feels awfully strong, and it kind of imbalances you, or it throws you off, or it pushes you back on your back foot, making it, you know, more difficult for you to, you know, speak your truth or pursue your truth here. Or even maybe even believe what someone else is saying to you. Yeah, there's a conversation coming in for freaking sure. There's a decision that's been made, and there is someone coming in, Knight of Swords twice. Could be an air sign, could be a Sagittarius, could be an Aquarius, could be a Libra. You did also have the Moon, so it could be Pisces or possibly even Cancer. There's a conversation here where there's a decision that is going to be made. And this is a decision that requires you to step kind of out of an emotional energy and into a, let me weigh this choice on what, you know, what is in alignment with where I'm going. What is fair and balanced, and what is in alignment with my own truth. There's almost a feeling with this double Knight of Swords energy that someone feels like they're losing you, or someone feels like they could lose you. Like, they may be very hastily or unexpectedly. Like, things may be feeling like they're just sort of going along, or maybe it even feels like they have begun to grow a little bit stagnant, or it is time for some further growth in the connection, or this will be the part where we let each other go. And it's like someone may make a very strong decision very quickly and come in very quickly and be like, I need to speak my truth before you let this go. You know, or you decide to move on. You know, you're my wish fulfillment. You know, this coming together has been something that I've like prayed for even. And there is a strong conversation around this with the Temperance and the Star. It's like, it's a conversation about the way we're coming together and what we can see in our future and what we both wish for and want from this thing. And it may be a little off-putting. It may be a little bit jolting. It may be a little bit imbalancing. Because it comes in so fast, and it feels like this person is so sure about what they're saying, and it may feel like you're not maybe as sure. Or you know, when someone initiates a conversation, they've thought about what they're going to say. Maybe you haven't thought about it. Wow. You have the Hangman with the 9 of Pentacles. Gosh. You guys had this 2 of Swords, I don't know, recently. Again, sort of in a similar situation here. the Magician and, I mean, not the Magician, I'm sorry, the Hangman and the card of the Nine of Crystals, which is the Nine of Pentacles. It's giving me that you are coming from a solid place. Your perspective and your point of view has come from a place of making peace with your past and really investing in yourself and being in a very strong position. And the Nine of Crystals is also that law of attraction energy, where it's like you have called this opportunity or this situation in towards you. By really putting work in day after day, or really putting effort in to get yourself into this place where you have a super healthy perspective. The Starseed card is actually the full card, and like, I don't know, I remember a reading that was very recent that where it went from the Two of Swords to the full card, and it was on the bottom of the deck. And I remember this feeling of thinking, wow, you've really attracted something in towards you, and now it's here, it has shown up, and now there is this moment of, I don't know what to do with it. But ultimately it led to this positioning of taking the leap of faith, but it had to come at this place where you were at the zero, where you were really free to take that leap of faith, where you had let go of the things that would have prevented you from being able to be free. And indecision is sort of one of those things. You can't halfway go. You can't halfway say yes to a relationship or to a situation. It's like, you know, it's a leap of faith, and playing it safe is pointless. And when I say that, what I mean is saying, well, all right, I'll give this person a chance, but you know, if like, I'm not going to get so invested that it doesn't work. It's like, no, if I'm going to give this person a chance, if I'm going to say, okay, this could be this thing that I've been wishing for, this could be the thing, this could be the one, I'm going all in. You know, I'm not going to sit on the fence and be like, let me protect myself and let me not really be brave and let me not really take chances. What is required of you in this situation is to say, okay, you know what, I'm really going to give this a shot, and I'm going to kind of, you know, bare my soul to it. Yeah, look at this. The Queen of Wands energy is this law of attraction kind of energy. You've asked for this. You've manifested this. This is what you were manifesting. It is, in fact, it's like you may be wondering, is this what I manifested, or is this another lesson? You know, because in the beginning, we're seeing that King of Cups, Knight of Wands energy. And it's like, I really think this is what you manifested, Pisces. And like with the Five of Cups, with this Nine of Pentacles and the Hangman, you know, you have made peace with your past. It's almost sort of like this energy of baptism where all your sins are forgiven. It's like, I have made peace with my past. Like, I don't have regrets right now. Is this the thing that I want to be regretful about? And what thing, which, what, how, depending, Let me restate it. It's kind of like I've done all of this work to be able to have a clear perspective, to make peace with my past, and to really invest in myself so that if an opportunity comes up, I can take it. And also so that I am manifesting and calling in and attracting those kinds of opportunities to me. And now here they are. And this is confirmation that this has worked. I currently have no regrets. I'm not holding this place of guilt, regret, remorse, shame, whatever. I've made peace with all those things, and I worked hard day after day to do it. And I worked hard day after day to be able to take a leap of faith when the chance came. If I don't take this leap of faith, am I going to start incurring, am I going to revisit this energy that I worked hard to clear from my energy? Do you see what I'm saying? You have the Sun and the Queen of Cups on the bottom of your decks. These energies are saying, you know, I'm in alignment with my true self, right? As a Pisces, you are a Queen of Cups. And I have complete clarity with the Sun. And we also have now seen the Moon and the Sun, which is divine masculine and divine feminine in their most primal forms, right? The masculine is the Sun and the Moon is the feminine. I think for a lot of you, you definitely have like a divine counterpart coming in, for sure. And it's going to challenge you. It's exactly what you want, but it's going to challenge you. Yeah. This person, wow. Oh my gosh. This is definitely going to challenge you. This person is solid and stable and reliable. This person has an active heart chakra that is not blocked. You can see it right here. The only thing, this is, I mean, I literally said this is a divine counterpart situation, and you have the Akashic records here just confirming that. You have the Four of Cups, transformation, and the Five of Wands. The Four of Cups are all the times we've been let down, all the disappointments we've had, all the times that things haven't worked out, all the times that we thought Spirit forgot us or passed over us or, you know, didn't have anyone for us. And the Five of Wands are all of the blockages that we hold within ourselves, all the self-doubt, all the fear, all the illusion, all the things where it's almost kind of in this sense of protective energy where it's kind of like, well, I've experienced that burden before and I've experienced that burden before and I don't want to suffer like that again. And so I'm protecting myself against that suffering. And with this transformation card, which is the Death card, falling between the Four of Cups and the Five of Wands, this is a soul contract that has come to help you to further move beyond what you've been working to move beyond on your own. It's a relationship that's going to carry you home. It's going to take you the rest of the way. It's going to get you beyond where you could really even travel by yourself as far as like healing and love and you know, even experiencing yourself or even knowing yourself. You're going to get to know yourself in new ways in this relationship than you have been able to by yourself. You know, that's part of the challenge. And you can see with the Three of Swords and the Ace of Wands, this may either trigger past suffering or it may help you clear your past suffering. So, you know, it's kind of like you have done all the preparation work that you could on your own to prepare yourself for this new beginning that you deeply desire. You've desired it so much that you have put the work in and that you have been able to really attract it and manifest it into your life. It's definitely a soul contract and it's definitely here to help carry you the rest of the way home. And this is someone that can carry the weight. This is someone that can handle it. This is someone who is whole and complete as well. My God. Gosh, you guys keep getting the Three of Cups too. This is a reconciliation. This is a three. This is two souls brought together by the angels for this purpose of, I feel, ascension. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. It is a soulmate connection. It is something that is destined, and this is the divine time for it to appear, Pisces. I don't know what else to say. It's pretty profound. There's a conversation. Something's being revealed, and this is why. It's a soulmate connection. This is big. I did get my Power of Surrender cards out because with the full moon, it's always good to surrender. And so I just wanted to pull a surrender card for all of you. I think it's really healthy and beneficial. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it, just as with everything else. You guys are getting, wow, surrender to rest and sleep. How interesting. You have this void card that looks very much the same as this. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. I feel like this has come out a few times. Then, oh my God, you guys, literally, this is the vibe that I get about this relationship taking you home. It's taking you the rest of the way to peace. Peace is our true nature. We are born in a state of peace and we spend the rest of our life trying to get back there. And this relationship is taking you home. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in a quiet meditative moment. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. Pisces, oh my God, like I'm kind of shaken by like the readings that you guys have had for like the last, I don't know, week or something have really like hit me in the core. All right, so here we go. Let me get you guys some messages. If you're dealing with a water sign, Pisces, you're getting, so we meet again, my dear friend, through space and across time. Reconciliation of soulmates. I feel like I've been missing you my whole life. You're my lost paradise. Have you guys ever had that experience? Well, yeah, probably when you meet a soulmate, or even like when I meditated for the first time, literally after the meditation, I felt my entire soul rejoicing and saying, oh my gosh, my best friend, I'm so happy to have found you again in this life. Like literally, it was so happy to be meditating. My soul was so happy to be meditating again. It was like, we've been running on empty this whole time, you know? Yeah. So, okay, I love you. I hate you. I can't live without you. You're the only one who understands me at such a deep level. And if you're dealing with a fire sign, I saw myself in you the first time I laid eyes on you. It's like we share the same mind and heart. I was not looking for something like this. I still have so much to accomplish before I can be what you deserve. You know, I think part of this relationship is also ascending through the process of this relationship. So, you know, this is like try again, you know? Okay, if you're dealing with an earth sign, you're not my usual type, but I like it a lot. I want you by my side. Everything you've ever said to me, I've taken to heart. Everything I do reminds me of you. And if you are dealing with an air sign, you are getting, things aren't always as they seem. I want to give you the world. How I wish I could hold you tonight. It's easier to stay away now than lose you later. And I am drawn to your deep intelligence and wisdom. Guys, this is what I have for you today. Happy full moon energy. And gosh, until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always.